All right, you might as well just stay right there because we're going to call the regular meeting of the Cannon Township Board to order for Monday, January 12, and we'll start with the pledge. So, whenever you're ready. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Okay.
Ladies, can I get a picture of you real quick?
Oh, wait. We're going to get a picture. Anybody else want their pictures taken while she's down there? All right. Sigh.
All right. Let us take a moment to pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for another beautiful day, and we thank you for such a beautiful place to live in. And we're just thankful for a new year as we head into it and many exciting opportunities that lie ahead of us. And we just pray for peace in the world wherever it is needed. Just a lot going on around us, and we just pray that you enter in those situations and that we can find peace where we need it. We also pray for Henry as he is at home recovering from surgery. We just pray for the strength that he needs and just that he can make a full recovery and continue to live a great life. In your name we pray, amen.
Amen. Nancy?
Jim?
Here.
Cy?
Here.
Henry? Jessica?
Here.
Steve?
Here.
Todd?
Here.
David?
Here.
All right. Motion to approve the agenda for tonight, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as written.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right. Now we need a motion to approve the minutes of December 8th.
So move.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any questions, amendments, anything else on those minutes? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next, we need a motion to approve general fund bills 19,685 through 757, EFT 913 through 921, and we voided 19,723.
So support.
It's been moved and supported. All those in favor of that, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. December building permit report is attached. And then the treasurer's report. How are we doing, Dave?
Doing very well.
Good. All right. Public comment. Anybody, anything you want to talk about is fine with us.
Mary Scherzer, 6763 Knollcrest, Rockford. I have a couple questions about the bid process for the communicator.
The what? The what?
The bid for the communicator.
Oh, yeah.
The
Well,
printing,
okay.
the design for the communicator.
Uh-huh.
So just a couple questions. How often does that come up that you bid out for the communicator?
That's the first time
The first time
that I can
ever?
remember.
Well, we did it before when we went with Swift. There was a bid for that. We bid that out, didn't we? I thought we did. Because does Swift do it now?
No.
Oh, who does it
That's
now?
what this is about.
That's what this is about.
Right now it's
Oh, I know. So when we reinstituted the communicator,
way back when.
yeah, we bid it out then, and then so we haven't done it since. So
So it's not done on like a regular 2 or 3 year basis. It's just when you
not every
feel
2 or 3 years. No.
you want to have somebody new do it.
Well, that's on the agenda tonight. Communicator bids. We sent it out for bids.
Okay. How many companies were bids sent out to?
Well, who did that?
2, 3, 4, 5.
Did we send out requests or did
Yes.
we?
No. What is there?
On your hyperlink, you have 1, 2, 3 bids for design and 4 bids for printing costs.
Okay.
And what I just wondered is, were there more bids sent out than that either weren't accepted or people didn't reply, or did everybody reply that bids were sent?
It was just something that came up. Somebody, we said, let's look at it. We didn't do a formal bid, like put out an RFP or anything on it.
Okay.
It's kind of informal bid.
I have a copy of your purchasing policy, and it says that normally bids are only let in general for purchases over $10,000. So I wondered why bids were let for this, because the highest bid is just a bit over $4,000.
Well, I would imagine that we don't always do bids when it's less than 10.
No, but this case, because Swift Printing is one of the bidders,
Mm-hmm.
and that is also a board member,
Mm-hmm.
we wanted to be completely transparent
That's what I was going to
and
say.
have everything available to the public that this
Okay.
is how it came
Yeah.
out.
I mean, that is a concern I have, that a board member is going to financially profit through their position
Now,
as a
we-
board member.
Well, number one, we don't know if the board member will because we haven't voted on it yet.
No, I understand that.
And the other thing is that the no board member can vote on any matter that potentially they could have a financial interest in.
Okay, so people
They have to abstain.
abstain tonight.
Mhm.
Okay. I understand that the board will decide. I just find I see it as somewhat of a conflict of interest that a board member would submit a bid and want to publish the communicator, being a board member.
Well, I think it is not unusual, and that's why we said we wanted to do it very transparently.
Mhm.
I don't know how the vote's going to go, but if we could get a good price from someone on the board member owns a company for anything, and if we could get the best price through that, as long as we do it through the proper manner and transparent, in a transparent way, the law allows it as long as the board member doesn't vote.
One thing I would point out is there's a difference between $10.61 between Swift Printing's bid and the next lowest one, which is Holland Litho. So that seems like pretty close to me. It's not. I find it somewhat distressing that I feel like ethics are not being in place here.
Wait a minute. What's not ethics? Aren't
Ethics, yes. I feel that it's unethical for board members to profit from being on the board. And I understand you haven't voted yet, and that may not be the case. But this is, when I looked at this hyperlink, it was distressing to me, and it makes me just sort of worry about the veracity of this board.
Because we published all of this in a
No.
transparent way.
No, not because of that.
Okay.
Because board members are being allowed to bid on government township contracts,
Okay,
and I think that that's unethical. I think
It's not.
but the law allows it.
there's a difference between unethical and illegal. I have never said that it was illegal.
Okay.
I've never said it was illegal. I've said it's unethical.
Okay.
I have one other question. Has the township, or does the township have a trustee code of conduct?
The what? I
A
didn't.
trustee.
A trustee code of conduct?
Well, the state statute.
Because I have obtained copies from other townships
Okay.
that have codes of conduct. Do you think the board would ever consider doing something like that?
Well, my guess is those townships probably have them because they needed them for whatever reason.
Seems to me like tonight you need it here.
Well, that's what you think.
Well,
We think
it
we're
is.
being very
Well,
transparent. And
I also have some information from the Michigan Township Association,
okay.
and it talks about bidding process. And one of the things in here, it says potential conflict of interest such as township property owned, interest owned in a business located in the township. I understand this business is not located in the township, but I guess I don't see that as a big reason to not consider this. And other clients who may have an interest or politically adverse to the township. Would you like to look at this?
Not really.
Okay. I just want to bring up that I think that this is an unethical bid, and that I would urge the township to select another one of the
So you would want us to pay more?
then if you paid more, you could pay as little as $6.16 to pay more. And if you would like, I will donate to the township $10.16, if that would ease your mind in having to pay.
That
a
wouldn't
little
make
bit
any
more.
difference to me. We're going to go with the one that's the best for the township, regardless of who owns it.
Okay, that tells me a lot.
Well, it tells you exactly what I said.
It does. It
Yeah, we're
tells
going
me.
to go with who is best for the township.
I understand that,
And what's
but it
wrong? Tell
tells
me
me.
what's wrong with that, though.
It tells me. This is hypothetical because I know you have not decided yet.
There's nothing hypothetical with us saying that we're going to go with the best one that's for the township. That's not hypothetical.
What I'm trying to say is my answer is based on a hypothetical that if Swift Printing is chosen, that I feel that that demonstrates to me and to the township the ethics that this board has.
What if that's the best company for us?
So we sacrifice our ethics because
wait a minute.
we can save $10.16.
No, there's more to it than the money. I mean, it's the company and it's the bid and how comfortable we are with each bid. My question is, how is it unethical that we choose? And I don't know that this part is hypothetical. I don't know who we're going to choose, but if we chose Swift Printing, and in our view, that is the best company for the township, and they would do the best job for the township, and if the board member recuses herself, how is that unethical?
If the board member recuses herself, she still personally benefits from that contract.
But she didn't have anything in the contract.
It's her company.
So
She benefits from
she's-
any business that that company gets.
That's
okay,
the way business works.
but let's say that's the case. So how is
Okay,
no? What's
you
your
say
problem
you
with-
say so.
I do. That's what I said. Tell
and what
me
I'm
why.
trying, I'm
no,
trying to answer. I'm
I
trying
want
to
you to
answer
tell me why that is unethical.
because you have a board member,
Okay.
a government employee,
Yeah.
that is benefiting from a government contract.
That's not unethical.
So
I
so
don't
what?
see how you can say that that's
Well,
not
how?
ethical.
Tell me how that's unethical. We follow the bid process. It's all been transparent. The
Yes,
board votes. So where's the ethics that are involved? Are you saying just because this person sits on the board, that makes it unethical?
yes,
Okay, then I get it because it's okay.
Yes.
We just have a fundamental disagreement on that.
I know we have a difference of what ethics are, and I will stop now, but I just would urge the board to consider this when they make their selection tonight.
Do
of
you
the-
have any support for that statement that it's unethical, or is that just your view?
It's my view.
Okay, good. All right. Anything else?
No.
All right. Who's next? What do you think about that so far for your merit badge? Okay, who's next? Come on up. Name and address, please.
My name's Meg Hackett. My address is 7674 Ramsdale Drive, Northeast in Rockford.
Okay.
I hadn't thought about the concern that was just raised, so I guess my only question would be, have you received a legal opinion on the contracts of public servants with public entities and whether or not the bid process that you've undertaken here is sufficiently compliant with
Yes.
the statute? You have.
Yes, I talked to our attorney today, and I said if the person has a potential financial interest in a bid,
Mhm.
what do we do? And the attorney said that person under the law recuses him or herself.
Okay.
They can't vote on it.
Okay. The statute's a little more detailed than that and talks about a sealed bid process, but you can rely upon your legal counsel.
Why, thank you. Okay, good.
Okay. I have a couple of questions about the contract for the Bulk Park family or the Bulk Family Park. I don't know if you want that.
Yeah, whatever you want to say, go ahead.
Okay. One question was whether or not the board is just accepting the standard form agreement or whether or not legal counsel reviewed that and proposed amendments to that agreement that would be more in the interest of the township. Because I didn't see any amendments to.
We have not had our attorney review the contract. We have been working with Visser, and they have submitted a contract. We don't need to spend township resources having an attorney look at it. It's a pretty standard contract.
Okay. I would, as a resident of the township, I'm concerned about the board entering into an over $2 million contract that hasn't been reviewed by legal counsel.
Okay.
Because even though it's called a standard form of agreement, those standard forms of agreement are routinely reviewed by council, and amendments that are more favorable to a township are routinely included, because it would be comparable to a landlord-tenant agreement where the landlord association drafted the document. Tenants may want to review it and consider what's in the best interest of.
They may, but we're comfortable. I think we're going to vote on it, but I think we're comfortable with it. I am.
Right. That's why I'm speaking to the board as a whole.
Mhm.
And just saying that what my concerns would be if this has not received
Okay.
legal review. I've not comprehensively reviewed it, but just in the first couple of pages, I saw some inconsistencies and questions that could arise. It says on page 1 that the agreement is effective on the 4th day of December 2025.
Mhm.
Not sure why the 4th day of December 2025 was selected,
Mhm.
but later in the agreement, it talks about the commencement of the agreement being December 8th of 2025. It's typically, there would be a reason to have the effective date be backdated from the date that you're going to
Okay.
approve its execution. And you've got 2 different dates in there. And then there's a third provision within just a page of that talks about the 7-month performance period being triggered by access to an accessible semi-truck path and the pad being constructed. So if any questions about performance or timely performance arise, people are going to be looking at those dates. And just on those 3 pages, they're inconsistent. And that would have been
Okay.
flagged by any competent counsel looking at the document.
Okay.
Your retainage fee, that's the amount that you can withhold from each of the applications for payment that you receive, is set at 5%. State law allows that to be up to 10%, as I understand it, for the 50% of the project. So it better protects the township to have more withheld so you can ensure that the project is proceeding as you wish it to proceed. The document's backdated, which means there's a gap between when it says it's effective, December 8th, 4th, or whatever, and whenever you execute it. There's a gap there. It's not uncommon to include language requiring both parties to represent that they're not aware of any changed circumstances that should be disclosed that have occurred during the intervening period that might affect whether or not you want to sign the document. So I could go on. There's no liquidated damages in the document. Conflict resolution has to go to litigation rather than to arbitration. There's a first layer of conflict resolution that identifies the architect as the decision maker. Whether or not that is something the board's comfortable with here is up to you. Typically, a decision maker is a person. The architect is defined in the document as a business entity, not an individual. So just concerns that I have in looking at the document for maybe 30 minutes. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who's next? Nobody? All right. We're going to move on to, the Visser Brothers contract. Bill, you want to come up and walk us through this?
Bill Mast, I'm resident Cannon Township, 7157 Davies, as well as president of Visser Brothers. I appreciate the comments. The date of the document has not been signed by the township, but that was the date the document was prepared. The commencement date of the work, and we have been doing work not on site but on the project, writing purchase orders, pricing, getting bids, refining design for several months. And December 8th, we had been at it at some point in time by then, but that's the first time we could get it on paper with a date. And then the finishing of the work will be relative to when we can start it. It's not our group out there doing the site work right now. That's a different excavator, and they've been at work for some time, but battling weather. We'd like to get started, but we can't get started until we can get back to the building pad site. So as soon as we can, we're ready to, which actually has the net effect of helping the schedule when we've ordered parts, but we can't start because then we don't end up waiting on parts for the project because they've been being fabricated for their typical 6 to 8 to 12 weeks while we've been waiting to start. So the 7-month time period, we are getting more and more comfortable with that because we'll end up with better and better weather, as well as having the parts having already been fabricated. As I think has been explained here, I live in Cannon Township. Other members of our company live in Cannon Township. Some live in Grattan, but drive through here every single day, twice at least. And we've been wanting to be a part of this, so we are doing the project at no profit or overhead on this. Actually, the dollar amount is written and then credited off on the same contract, and we're going to donate that by not billing for it. So retainage can be 5, can be 10. Typically, when it's 10, that's on top of overhead and profit at 5. So without charging any overhead and profit, it's still kind of the same net 5% retainage.
That's why we did that.
And we drive by it twice a day. We're responsible to the township. We want this thing to be a success. That's why we wanted to get involved in the first place. So you have the owner's attention on finishing this project well, and that's why we have been pushing to have it come to life.
Good. Any questions for Bill? Anybody have any questions on the contract itself?
Well, I can answer them. The standard form is not written by general contracts. The form is the AIA, which is the American Institute of Architects. So it's theoretically a neutral document. We've been using it for the 31 years I've been at the company, and it's really a fill-in-the-blank document that stood the test of time, representing fairly owners and contractors, as it's written by neither, but rather by the architects.
Any questions? Todd, you read the contract.
I don't have any questions.
Okay. You don't have any problems with the contract? I don't either. It's a standard contract that I've seen. Any other questions on it?
I just have a question. If we'll have no problem with the amount of money that we have making all the payments, correct?
No, absolutely.
Okay, because it says there's 10% interest.
Thanks for
relate.
asking that, Jessica. It's always good to hear.
Okay,
Not
just
always the case.
I assume that wouldn't be a problem, but just wanted to make sure that
Appreciate it.
we're good.
It will not be a problem. All right. Any other questions or anything? Jim, do you have anything?
No, I'm just going to make a motion. We approve the contract as presented.
All right.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and supported. Nancy, why don't we do a roll call on that?
Yes.
Yes.
Henry. Oh, that's right. He's not here. Jessica,
Yes.
Steve.
Yep.
Todd,
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you.
Oh,
And I'll get you a
he'll
signed
get,
copy.
yeah, I'll sign it. And
Tomorrow.
all right, good. Thank you. All right. Next up is the environmental analysis of the new cemetery. Jim.
Yeah. Brenda Newhoff has submitted a bid for $9,000 to do the environmental analysis for the new cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
It entails drilling a well 15 feet below the ground surface, and then waiting for the soils to settle in the groundwater. And then they pump the water for a period at a time, and then monitor the water, check the baseline, what's in it, like the PFAS or nitrates or any other contaminants. And then that is the baseline, that if we ever have a problem, we have a number to go back to say the cemetery caused it or some other thing. But it's proving proving to us that there is no current contamination on the property. And so I make a motion, we approve Brandon Newhoff's quote for $9,000 to do the environmental analysis.
I'll second it.
All right, it's been moved and supported. I do have we decided, I don't remember, has the board decided that that's where that cemetery is going?
Back probably 6, 8 months ago, the board voted $32,000 to develop the master plan, and this is part of that master plan to see if it's compatible. If the ground's not compatible, we can't go any further. So
Okay.
the next step will be getting approval to go out for bids for beginning construction for the road and phase one.
Okay.
So the
All
next one will be the biggie for the approval.
Okay.
Just clarification, I don't remember us voting. Did we actually, I don't think we voted on that
Yeah.
cemetery.
Well,
'Cause
we
we're still doing preliminary engineering to make sure we can work there.
we voted to spend $32 or $37,000 to develop the master plan and see if it's feasible.
Okay.
I say the next,
Is this part of that 32?
so the next phase will be when they come back and say, "Yep, environmentally it's okay." They've done the ground borings through the whole
Yep.
site,
Yep.
and the ground borings, the least amount was 7.5 feet. They hit water, and according to I didn't realize this. I always thought you dug a grave to 6 foot. They only dig to 4 foot.
Mm.
So we're 3 foot above the highest water level in that whole property,
Okay.
and the far end is the wettest. Up here it was like 15 to 18 feet before they hit water. Some in the third center is like 12 to 13. So we're about 8 foot above the water with the current where they dig graves.
Okay.
And so the analysis is being done. This is just the final phase of that. And then we come back and say, okay, guys, now we've got all the I's crossed and the T's dotted. No, I's dotted and the T's crossed.
Sure.
Um,
I'm not opposed to the project. I just want to make sure I'm saying the right thing in the public. Because when people are asking, I'm saying that that's the preliminary site.
Right.
We're thinking that's the right location, but it has been voted on by the board.
it has not been voted on. No.
Okay. So I'm not misrepresenting.
Nope.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
I have a question. Jim, if this is an approximate answer from you, if we had to go elsewhere to get land, what would the cost be, roughly speaking?
Well, the cheapest, I bid, I talked to 5 different property owners that had property that was reasonably suited for the cemetery. And the least I got was 290,000, and the highest was 580,000 for 5 acres of property.
Okay, so if in theory, if we stay here, we're saving quite a nice tidy sum for the taxpayers.
Correct.
Thank you.
And each one of those takes the same kind of development, same kind of layout, same kind of engineering. I mean, we'd be spending the same we're spending here with another $290,000 on top of it. Unless somebody out here's got property they want to sell or give to us, but I couldn't find anybody who wanted to do that. So,
Todd, just curious for Parks and Recreation as far as the other ideas for spaces in here. I mean, how does this fall into that? And is it worth looking at those options before we spend any more money on the cemetery, or is it still worth, in your opinion, going forward with this to have an understanding of what we can do there?
We talked about that in the last board meeting. That front area we've talked about before. This is perfect for the cemetery. That area to the south of the cell tower. In the last board meeting, we voted that we would put a mountain bike trail there if it makes sense. West Michigan Mountain Biking Association is working on a proposal right now for us to what it would be to put a trail in there, what the cost is associated with it, knowing that in the future, if we did decide we wanted to make that into a cemetery, we could. But yeah.
and this first phase, I don't know if I have my numbers exactly right, but it's about 480 cemetery spots, which at our current consumption is about 17 years worth of use. So that's a ball we're kicking way down the field. Currently, we have 6 spots left in New Cannonsburg, and we have 18 spots left in New Boston. So we're down to 1 year worth of inventory right now without adding any more. And we're looking at ways to do things in both those cemeteries to give us more inventory, give us more time. But otherwise, we start telling people, I'm sorry, you can't be buried in Cannon Township.
Are we legally supposed to do anything with cemeteries, or is this
We're not
entirely
we're
to
not
residents?
required to have spaces. It's something that the communities do for their residents. Grand Rapids Township is one that their cemeteries are all full, and they say, "Sorry, you're going to have to go someplace else." I don't think that's being a good community neighbor.
I don't either.
We are the lowest cost of any community in Kent County for our cemeteries, for our residents. We're about middle of the road for non-residents. So we have put a real high priority on our current residents and they have to give us their address so we know they're residents when they buy it. So,
Yet another good reason to move to Canada.
Cheap cemetery spots.
All right.
On sale.
Does anybody have anything else? What?
No, I said nice that we have this opportunity to be buried in the township we love.
No, I totally agree with you. All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right. What's next here? Oh, the communicator bids, Jim.
yeah, working with Jessica, we got some bids from 7 different companies on putting together the communicator. Actually, three of those were just design, because currently we have a design phase and a printing phase, and so Swift Printing came in the lowest on every category, based on the number of pages. If we go 12, 16, or 20 pages per issue, and they came in the lowest on all but the last, designing 20 pages. Designed by Bree, who we currently use, has the same price for all three sizes, and Swift was about $25 over that. So I'm happy to answer any questions, or you want me to make a motion first?
No, I
So we
think
can
we can
dust it?
talk about it. So Jessica,
Yes, sir.
Autumn submitted the bid from your company. Is that right? Autumn Hoffman?
No, Autumn's from KCI.
Oh, that's right. I see that now. Oh, I see, because it was sent to you. So, all right. So on your bids, did you use any inside information comparing your bid to anybody else to lowball it?
No, I had my staff even keep it separate from me because
That's what
I said keep it
you
completely.
had nothing to do with the bid.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you want to respond to any of the statements that were made about our ethics and even considering Swift?
Well, absolutely. For me, it's really about efficiency. So I don't get paid to do the communicator. I love doing it out of the goodness of my heart. It's really fun. But it takes a lot of time. I spend at least 20 hours on it, going back and forth, gathering articles, editing it, taking pictures. I put my heart and soul into it. And so it's a passion project for me. And as much fun as it is to work with other printers, I could be much more efficient if I kept things in house. Walk over and tell the pressman, hey, I don't like the way that color looks. Where right now, I don't really nitpick things from KCI. I just, don't want to be the annoying customer. And I don't want to cost the township more money. So I try to just streamline it as much as possible. Swift is actually not the lowest bidder for design. And so I would recommend that it not be Swift for doing the design. And so we'll still have that component about it. But I just couldn't, the numbers fell where they fell. So, but the designer has done work for the township before, and I have a good relationship with her. And so I think it will be, that part will still be greatly streamlined.
So Bree.
No, not Bree.
What do we have now?
Right now we use Bree, and
That's what I thought.
and she has been great to work with. But I think it's pronounced Juan Design. Juna Design. Thank you. Came in much more affordable. She doesn't have the same overhead as other print shops and designs have. And she's done some work for us for the township. The latest trail signage she's done, the rates are real reasonable. So
Design. That's not right. You got it wrong. Printing.
So we can split this up. We can award a bid. We can accept a bid for design and then a bid for
yes,
actual printing.
that's what I would suggest we do too, just because it's the best option for price for Cannon Township residents, and it's the best price. We've worked with her before; she does a great job. For complete transparency,
Fine. I was gonna say, if you don't,
Jenna,
What?
Todd's daughter. So
so I'm going to abstain from voting because she's my daughter.
Who is?
Juna Designs. It's Jenna Olson. That's her company.
Okay.
and so I think it's pretty straightforward. All these companies are very reputable in the community. I think they would all do a great job. Like I said, it would make it much more efficient for me handling the printing, just because that's what I do for a living. But the board has to do what they feel is best. You guys know my heart on how I feel about government and government spending, and that this is not about profit. This is about efficiency. But have any other questions for me?
No, I don't. Anybody else?
Somehow Jim got a packet that's different. I just want to make sure everyone else is looking at the same numbers. Do you show Juna Design $525?
500 what?
$525
Yes.
for design. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Somehow.
For some reason, mine says 2,100.
So
I had the wrong.
Oh, you had it wrong.
I gave you the wrong one, and
Okay.
then I clarified with all of the designers and.
So we can split this up right down the middle there, where it says
Printing
printing
on this side.
empty, and then the next column design 12 pager. Then right?
Yes.
Okay. So the way I'm reading this is that. How do you read these three columns? Printing MP.
That's 12 pages.
Oh, I see.
16
Page
pages
number
or
of
20
pages.
pages.
Because it says pager. Wait a minute.
Depends on how verbose we get in our articles.
All right. How many pages have we been averaging?
I have that on there below. 16 pagers is what we've done fall 2024 through winter 25. And if you take a look at it, our current vendor has been creeping up the price. Yes, there's been expenses, but if you look at the pricing from where we were last year, fall 2024 to winter 25, the price has changed significantly. And that's kind of what inspired the bid process.
We have been averaging 16, but we have talked in the past because of the reception we have gotten for this communicator, expanding it even, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was at, on New Year's Day, I went to Gun Lake Casino because my wife does slots. I don't. I just sit and watch football. Anyway, this guy came up to me, recognized me from our videos, and said that he loved the communicator and he would like to see more of it. And he lives over in Somerset. And he said he likes the videos and he loves the way we communicate and the transparency of our township. I know some people don't like that, but that's okay. But the thing is that I look at this myself, that I'm focusing more on the 20-page thing because it looks to me like that's where we should go. And Juna was, what is that about? What is it? I can't read my right, but about how much more? What would
Well-
$40 maybe, whatever?
Well, and her hourly rate is 35. And so it could be a little bit more on that, but I just kept it 525 across the board when sending it to Jim
Okay.
for the designs. But most rates for designers are like $1.20. If you get a real
So-
fancy one, you're paying.
So I'm reading this right, that by far, if we focus, let's do it this way. Let's break this down into 2 votes. Design, since I didn't know.
Printing and design.
Yeah, I didn't know if we could do that.
Yep.
So it seems to me a bit of a no-brainer for Juna, if especially at the 16 and 20, if we go to 20 pages, right? Isn't that quite a big difference?
Huge.
All right. So why don't we start with that? Jim, you kind of ran with this. Why don't you make a motion on design?
Okay, I make a motion. We approve Juna design for design of the communicator.
All right. And we're going to have two board members abstain, I understand. So let's do a roll call so that they can abstain. Nancy? Nobody yet. Who support?
Support.
Okay, it's been moved and supported.
Okay.
Now you can do it.
Okay. Jim,
Yes.
Cy,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes?
David,
Yes.
because you wanted Todd to abstain and
Yeah.
Jessica.
Right. Okay, good. Okay, so now let's look at the printing. So Jessica, tell me again, with regard to your company, you can't vote on it. How would this benefit the township other than, it's a pretty close bid, but how would this benefit the township if we were to go with Swift?
Efficiency,
Okay.
quality, and you're supporting a small business as well. I don't know if that's necessarily in our strategic planning for the board and what we look at for things. Also, well, I don't want to do a sales plug for Swift Printing, but
No, be careful with that. I'm just
right, yeah.
primarily the efficiency. Can you flesh that out just a little bit more? For example, if how does this work? So let's say, because I don't work with that part of it. What if we got the design done? Where does it go from there? Does
Then-
it go then right to the printer?
Yes, sir. Yep. Well, it would come to me either way. So because I'm the communicator coordinator, it would come to me. I review it, several rounds of changes. Hopefully not. And then it goes to the printer that checks the files to make sure everything's correct. Make sure there's just a lot of strange things that can happen with printing. I don't know if you guys ever noticed this, but a few communicator issues ago, there was like dark shadows. And I'm super particular and persnickety when it comes to printing. And you guys probably didn't even notice it, but there was dark shadows, and it was like, why are these dark shadows there? And if I was there watching it being printed, I could have said, fix that before it goes any further. As well as there's a couple spots that were in the images, and once again, things that would have been able to catch if they were in front of me while they were being printed. I don't know if you know this, Steve. I'm a bit of a micromanager.
That's what I know. So I do know that. So that's okay. That's all right. So all right. I don't know.
So again, I make a motion. We approve Swift Printing for the printing of the communicator because they're the lowest bid.
They're the lowest bid and the efficiencies as well.
Correct.
All right. Is there support for that?
I'll support it. I don't have to abstain from this one, do I?
You do not know.
Yeah, I'll support it.
I would like to, in discussion, comment here, the efficiency is a big deal because of Jessica's, communicating with 2 or 3 different people, it delays and delays and delays. We almost didn't make the communicator out last time before the November election because of some of the things that happened and delays. So the quicker we get it, once we write it, the quicker we get it out, the more current that information is, and we can use it for elections and other things that are coming up in that time frame.
Well, and I think it also bears mentioning here, which we kind of talked about earlier. It is under $5,000, right?
Right. So
I could have just approved it.
technically, we didn't have to bid it
That was
because of what it is.
right.
We wanted to
Then
make sure.
people would say, "What the heck?"
Yeah.
You know,
Then
right?
they'd have an issue.
Right.
Yep.
Jim, are either of these contracts as far as like a year-long obligation to either of these. If it's not working, we can move on, correct? Yes. Okay.
All right. Nancy?
Jim,
Here, yes.
Cy,
Yes.
Jessica abstains. Steve,
Yes.
Todd,
Yes.
David.
Yes.
All right. Next up, you want to explain just give an update on the 10-mile status of the roundabout?
Right, the Kent County Road Commission on December 10th had a pre-construction meeting on the new roundabout for 10 Mile and Myers Lake. I believe there's a picture of it out on the table in the lobby if you want to check it out on the way out. It'll be a 2-lane roundabout, and they're shifting it to the east to not take out New View's parking lot. So it'll come off mainly off the house on the southeast corner is where most of the right of way, and they have a clear vision corner there, so they're not encroaching on the property owner. They're using their own property, but the road will take a slight shift around that roundabout, and they are maintaining traffic the whole time so they don't put the New View out of business. At the same time, the church is relocating their driveway more to the south so that when people pull in that driveway, they don't have people walking in front of cars as they pull into the driveway. They're going to be pulling in the far side of the parking lot so they don't have people walking in front of cars. So a little bit of safety issue there. Other than that, it's a double lane roundabout. So they say it probably won't decrease the number of accidents, but it decreases the severity because you're going 20 miles an hour when you sideswipe somebody versus 55 miles an hour when you broadside them. So,
Plus, it's not our call.
it's not our call.
All right. Okay. Next up is planning and zoning fees. You want to talk about those?
Yeah. In talking to Ed, most of our PUD subdivisions, private roads, right now have a $5,000 escrow, and that's usually eaten up with 1 or 2 legal and engineering reviews, and they always go back for some more money. And Ed thinks that they're just based on past experience, that $6,000 will cover it up front for the most of them, unless it's a really big one or one that has a lot of changes. So that's the change there. And then the site plan review, special land use, and zoning text, those are currently $2,000. And with the escrow there, he wants to raise that to $3,500 to be, so we don't have to go back to the applicant for money every time we do something. So I may make a motion, we approve the fee schedule, raising the fees for the escrow for the PUD subdivision and private roads to $6,000, and site plan, special land use, and zoning text amendments to $3,500.
Support?
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any questions on that? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Last is the Prine and Newhoff fee schedule. We don't need to take any action. That is just informative. Okay.
Right.
All right. Next up is the IRS mileage rate.
And that's just informative. They IRS up the rate 2.5 cents to 72.5. I haven't looked at it lately, but yeah, 72.5 cents. So any reimbursements we do, that's the new rate.
Can I make a comment about that rate, Jim?
Yeah.
Okay, it's they it's 72.5 now. Don't be surprised in say June they come down back and decrease that amount.
Right, especially if gas prices.
They watch it throughout the whole year.
Yep. If gas prices stay down, it could drop by as much as a nickel or so more.
Yeah, could happen.
Because this was based on the price of gas, probably late November. They don't move real fast,
72 cents.
so
Just for historical purposes, I'm surprised this amount didn't go to $1 when gas was $5 a gallon.
Well, we hope it goes down. Okay, so next up is correspondence. Any questions or comments on any of those? If not, committee reports.
We have
Anybody?
a planning commission meeting tomorrow.
What's that?
We have a planning commission meeting tomorrow.
Good.
There is just an amendment to a special land use, and then a site, not a site plan, but an application for 10 single family unit condominium site plan. Exciting times.
Yeah, sounds like it. All right, that it? What?
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Whoever.
Personnel Committee, we have received back from our attorney a copy of our Township Employee Master Policy Manual, and that will be going to the Personnel Committee for review. I just got it today and got it printed up, so that'll be going out tomorrow, and then hopefully we'll have it back to the board at our next board meeting.
Good.
It included a couple of major things. One with the ESTA, the earned sick time
and absence
act, I think it is.
Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah. Going up to 72 hours, we were at 64. And so we went up one day, and basically that's all that changed.
Okay.
And the other was our vacation schedule. We stopped vacation increases at 15 years of 20 days. And now we've added going up to 30 years. So at 25 and beyond now, you get 24. Yeah, 25 days. Extra 2 weeks. I'm sorry. So 30 days. Yeah, you get 30 days after 25 years.
That's very helpful. Thank you. We'll see it in the manual, right?
It's in the manual.
Good. That's better. All right. Who's next?
I have a couple things. I need to back up to correspondence because I was thinking you were going to say a few words about the trees up there. I think it's important we just talk about this publicly because we're getting a lot of comments.
I was going to talk about it.
Do you want?
No, go do it now.
You go ahead.
No, do it now.
Okay. So Bulk Family Park, we've been getting a lot of questions about the trees and the trees that were removed. So that if you look along Belding Road, north of Sunfish, there's a lot of trees removed. Those were all removed by request of the DOT. They're putting a de-acceleration lane in there. So that's why those trees were removed. We unfortunately didn't have any say in those trees. There are some beautiful old, probably 200 plus year old white pine trees. And we spent a lot of time and effort moving the building and the parking lot and trying to accommodate all those trees so that none would be cut down. The plan that we arrived at saved all the trees. Unfortunately, 2 of those trees were cut down by the vendor in accident, and we were all very excited, very, very upset about it.
Yeah, says it mildly.
I'm trying to be nice. They were not marked to be removed. They were on the edge of the excavation line, and they just assumed since it was on the edge of the excavation line that we just need to go. So they cut them down. When the reality is the excavation at that point was only going to be about this much, not much. So they were designed to stay there. So unfortunately, the damage is done. But as a board, we are trying to find a way to honor those trees. They're beautiful, solid trees that maybe we might try to do something with, like the mantle inside the building. We've talked about doing some things with maybe the playground. There's no decisions been made at this time, but unfortunately, 2 of those trees were taken down by a poor decision.
Yes, that's right, by the vendor.
By the vendor.
Mm-hmm. It was very clear that they were to stay.
Yep.
And the vendor decided to take it upon himself. Needless to say, well, no, it's not needless to say, I will say, we had made our displeasure very well known, didn't we?
We did.
And we made very clear that we're not going to tolerate any more mistakes like that.
We made it very clear they don't make any decisions on their own.
we made it very clear. Don't
If you
assume
have
anything.
if you have any questions, you stop and call.
Yes, it's not that hard. All right. Thank you for that. Anything else from you?
I do. On Park and Rec, just wanted to mention, many of you know that we've been working on a 5-year master plan, or master recreation plan for Cannon Township. There was a 30-day public input comment area, or period, excuse me, was the word I'm looking for, and that just ended yesterday. I will tell you, if anybody didn't get a comments in, if you want to get them to me right away, I'm going to be compiling them all and sending them to the engineers tomorrow, so I can still include them in with all the other comments. Next, we'll be doing a public hearing on the 26th. So we'll be voting on that day to accept the plans because we have to submit them to the state of Michigan shortly right after. So, anyways, that's the latest.
Okay. Anybody else? If not,
I do.
oh, well, why? Okay.
I was being polite.
Go ahead.
Yeah. February 25, the Invasive Species and Wetlands Committee is hosting their first event of the year. The Kent Conservation District is going to come in and give a speech on a little bit of bittersweet kind of other land management topics. So more to come on that, but just save the date for that.
Anything else? Anybody else?
Yes, I have a couple things. We did that kids painting rock event last year that Todd set up. It's kind of under Parks and Rec. It's kind of under invasive species. Somehow I'm planning them, and I love it. The dates for this summer are going to be July 16th and August 13th. Jeff's going to come back. He's been collecting rocks. I'm sure if anyone has any rocks that they'd love to bring to the site, that would be great as well. Just reach out to me. We're going to partner up with invasives to do something fun, and if anyone has ideas that cost nothing, we'd love to have them join us.
Cool.
And if you
Anything
haven't
else?
been back there, it's kind of nice. They have signs that says, was it Cannon Rocks? Cannon Kids Rock.
Back here.
Yeah, right
I
back
saw
here.
those.
Yeah, and that
I did.
and all the
I saw
kids
those, yeah.
rocks. And Jeff's vision is over the years when kids become teenagers or even adults, they can come back and try to find their rock from years.
I wasn't sure about it at first because I didn't know why you would put stuff like that on a nature trail.
Yeah.
But it's actually very cool.
Yeah.
It's very nice. Yes. All right. Anybody else have any committee reports? If not, let's go to board comments. Cy, Todd, Jim, David.
January 23rd coming up. Rockford's Got Talent is putting on a performance. We have about 11 to 12 acts, and it's 7 p.m. on the 23rd, and tickets will be on sale at the door. It's a phenomenal event.
Okay, cool. Jessica?
Yes. As of, I believe, Friday, all of the past communicators are now on our website. So you can go back and read them all the way back to 1995. So it's kind of a fun snapshot of the history of the township. Some of it's fun, some of it's funny. And it's been really enjoyable for me to read them, even to see Jim and Steve's and even David's articles throughout the years. It's been pretty cool. So thanks for saving those. So we have them on the internet so everyone can read them now.
Cool.
Nice. Good work on that.
I do have a question, Jess, by the way. You jogged my memory. You and I chatted some time back about taking the Canon history book.
Yes, sir.
And then unbinding it and scanning it and put it on the website.
It is all scanned.
Okay.
I actually have to talk to the fellas about what we're going to do and where we want to put that information. Originally, I thought we just listed as like a blog post, but I'm working with Hillary Hatch on possibly working on a landing page for the Historic
On
Society.
our website.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they want a website anyway.
We had considered that when we were doing the website.
And the book is, they're gone now. There's no more in print or available physical copies. So it's nice to have the digital copy that people can refer
Absolutely. Yeah.
Good. All right. I'm fine.
Thank you.
All right. Good. Anybody else? Nothing? All right. Oh, I do have a comment. I was looking on my phone whilst we were talking. And I want to point out that out in the hallway, we have had since 2021 posted the Cannon Township Principles of Governance. As a board, we pledged, and it's all listed out there. We don't have a code of conduct, but we do have our principles of governance, which I don't know, to me is pretty much the same thing, but it talks about how we do things and all of our ethical considerations. So that's been out there since 2021. So that answers a couple of those issues. So, all right. Next up is extended public comments. Who has anything? Come on up.
Hi, Rita Proctor, 7860 Silver Hills Drive. I just had a question about the vendor that cut down the trees. What was the name of the vendor?
Dykema Excavation.
Well, they were subcontracted to a tree removal service. I don't know who it was.
Oh, it wasn't them
No, it was a
specifically?
subcontractor under
Okay,
Dykema.
so that was kind of my question. It was a subcontractor.
It was.
Yes.
Dykema.
And we're going to get some compensation or consideration for that moving forward. Not sure what yet. I did hear today from the architect that almost all of what we want to do with those things, we can't for various reasons. I'm going to forward that to you guys.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a thing, and I was absolutely furious. Yeah. So that's who it was. It was under the auspices of Dykema, right?
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And does that vendor go through a bidding process? Does the subcontractors of that for Dykema go through the contracting process?
Well, that's the thing.
Thought that was one of the things that you mentioned when we spoke earlier about
right
contracts for this. Was that
no? In fact, we do not.
all the
We don't.
subcontractor bids would be would need to be voted on, I believe. I just
Yeah, we don't. We are still waiting, and that's another issue that Dykema may or may not be on this project for very much longer because we do not have their contract yet.
So he's already doing work and he already has subcontractors cutting down trees, and we don't have a contract with Dykema.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last thing, going back to the communicator, I just wanted to clarify that you guys chose to split it up into two, to design and printing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the design went to a trustee's daughter, and then the printing went to a trustee's company.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you.
They were also the low bids. Okay. Anybody else? Any other public comment? Nobody? If not, we're adjourned.